All right, Wyatt, two things we worked on, release point and then your pitch sequencing. So right here, I've got, from 2 weeks ago, your chart up on the release points when we were kind of talking about it a little bit more. And I was saying that your fastball and your other pitches aren't matching up. And what we saw before this was the changeup and the slider were further higher and out than the fastball, and the fastball was more in and lower, and so a batter could just sit and wait fastball when they're looking for a closer release point to your body or into the ground. All right, so here's your averages where they were 2 weeks ago. All right, so I want you to keep that in mind. Now, if we go up to today and we look at the same chart, okay, and you threw more different pitches today, but as you can see, they're all overlaying there. All right, so that's a much better, that's what we want to see. All right, so I feel like you've got that corrected. We're gonna keep an eye on it, but that's much better than it was. And then the other thing, well, we could look at that as well on this. The other thing that we did was the pitch sequencing. And we talked about how the batter's attention window is plus or minus 4 miles an hour. So let's say you throw a 60-mile-an-hour slider, the next pitch, unless you know he's weak at a certain pitch, or he takes a really bad swing at it, the next pitch needs to either be faster than 64 or slower than 56. All right, so you want to be outside of that 4 mile an hour window. So last 7 pitches here, we did a simulated batter up. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, is that 7? Yeah. All right, so let's look at how these come in. Okay. All right, so red's gonna be your fastball, okay? Slider's gonna be that teal green. Changeup's gonna be the yellow, and your two seam, which should have been way down here, is up high. And you just got under that one. We already talked about that when we were out there. All right, if we go to a left-handed batter, okay, here's how they're gonna see these coming in and the difference. Right, so you have really good change in speeds there. And these three right here tunnel really well together at the back end here, all right? And all three of those are at a different speed, which is really good. From a right-handed batter, okay, those three don't tunnel quite as well on the right-hand side, but you're still, it's different enough where you're gonna get some whiffs on that. Now, if we go to the release point and look at those, all right, that's so much better than it was a couple weeks ago. Like I said, I really feel like you got that corrected. We just need to keep making sure that it's going to be there and work on more of the control stuff as we get closer to the spring season. All right, last thing I want to show you is a side view of this. So we were talking about getting whiffs, right? Setting the batter up. I want you to watch the different timing of the pitches coming in, right? They're all starting at the same spot, but just watch how your speed's different on these. All right, so that's really good. You had a really good session tonight, and I think this is what we focus on right now for the next couple of weeks, and just keep an eye on that release point, and should be solid going in the spring.